is a production of the Must See TV Broadcast Network, like ShareJoin, and follow us for all the latest updates. Like what you see, then throw those stars and show your support. And don't be shy, subscribe to the caveman. He won't bite. And if you're watching us right now on YouTube, then you already know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button. Even one view can prevent one puppy from being shaven. A big fist pump goes to Donna, AI, and Music Mint for the incredible music that is in this episode. All rights belong to Christopher Michael Egerhos, a.k.a. the Caveman. So if he's ready, and if you're ready, then let's kick this show off. Growl, growl.
Lights up on the screen, it's time to see 5 days a week, we're where you wanna be. Exclusive shows and reels, we got the vibe. Tune into the network, hop on Facebook Live. Riding with the stars in our unique groove. Laughter twists and turns within every move. Must see TV's the place to catch it all. Epic moments, big and small, give us a call. Oh, you know it's must see TV come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must see TV, the place where worlds meet. Jump right in, the fun's about to start. Bringing shows and stories straight to your heart. With every post and every share, we're free. Gotta get that fix of must-see TV. Round and round, don't let this moment fade. Together on this ride, the best we've ever made. Get the popcorn ready, it's your time to shine. Must-see TV will keep you feeling oh, you know it's must-see TV come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must-see TV, the place where worlds meet. Oh, you know it's must-see TV come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must-see TV, the place where worlds meet.
Sparkles? Yeah.
You
Hello.
wait.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
That was your fault. That was your fault.
That wasn't my fault. No.
Yes, that was.
How?
Because you are supposed to growl, and that's when I know to.
Yeah,
turn
but
it off.
I was grooving to the music.
Well, you should have growled.
Well, I mean, it's the cue up song. It's not the show hasn't begun yet. It's just the cue up.
Still.
Like,
You should,
yeah. LB, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Anyways.
Yeah, but, so, Sparkles doesn't have any donuts today, so we're gonna.
Donuts will forever haunt you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of The Page The Page Redemption. Anyway.
This is off to a great start.
Yeah, she's like, I just imagine like Sparkles just like, just like the middle finger. But at least I didn't say fuck you this time.
Oh, there you go. Starting off to a good start.
There goes the rating on YouTube. All right. So, before we continue any further, this episode we're talking about Elizabeth Lim, 6 Crimson Cranes. But I don't do this show alone, as you know. So I would like to bring in our co-host and, more importantly, showrunner. She is the beautiful. She is the talented. She is the whimsical. She is the marvelous. She is the spectacular. She is the inspirational LB. How's it going, LB?
It's good. I like inspirational. That's new.
Yeah.
You know, your compliments or epithets always keep me going for the next month. So I appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. So we're taking a look at 6 Crimson Cranes, and I'm very excited about it.
Awesome. Yeah. So, shall we dive right into Elizabeth Lim and her little mini bio, and then we can get into our opinions and all that jazz.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so, Elizabeth Lim, she is, Japanese American, and she grew up in Northern California in San Francisco, and also in Tokyo, Japan. So she now lives in New York with her husband and her 3 daughters. And, interestingly enough, she graduated from Harvard for music. So not the normal thing that we're used to our authors graduating from, if they do have degrees. But she graduated from Harvard with music and East Asian studies. And then she got her graduate degrees from Juilliard, so continuing that music degree. And she even got a doctorate in music composition. So
hold up, LB, hold up. Sparkles, could you lower the volume just a little bit?
Oh.
Just a little bit.
Am I yelling?
No. It's just the audio levels seem to be. All right. Continue.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's much better. Thank you, Sparkles.
So much better. Great. Awesome. So she got her doctorate from Juilliard in music composition, and before taking on writing full time, she actually was a film and video game composer. So very much in that wheelhouse of like still being creative, but on the music side. What I thought was really cute, not gonna lie, I thought it was adorable. She mentions in her bio saying that she grew up on a hearty staple of fairy tales, myth, and song, and her first sort of foray into writing was actually like when she was 10 years old. She was writing fanfics. So I think all of us writers can understand some sort of level of writing in that fanfic world,
yes,
for sure. And her fanfic world was Sailor Moon, Sweet Valley, and Star Wars. So love that about her, that little tidbit. However, her English teacher mentioned in her essays that she was having like too much of her voice come through, which is an interesting note for an English teacher to give, but okay, I will reserve judgment. And apparently she sort of cites that as the reason of like being like, okay, I'm going to put creative writing down for now, and I'm going to focus on my studies so I don't flunk out of school, because her English grades were suffering for that. So, fast forward, she's focused on music, she's doing grad school, and during grad school or after grad school, she kind of wanted a break from her studies. So then as a breather from that, she started writing again and sort of pursuing that passion of hers. So, she was doing where was I? Oh my gosh. Right, she was composing for video games and film, and then she decided, just for the fun of it, she's gonna see if she can write a novel. And she did, and then that kind of like took off from there, and then she decided, you know what, let's just pursue writing as a full-time gig. So now she has for Six Crimson Cranes, for the duology itself, she won the New York Times bestseller, Sunday Times bestseller, USA bestseller, and indie best-selling author. She also has 3 other books. 2 are a duology and 1 is a standalone. And she also wrote 3 Disney titles for the Twisted Tales, which I thought was interesting, as well as editing and co-authoring tales in the Disney Twisted Tales anthology. So that's super cool. And the last thing I have on her is that the 3rd book in the Crimson Crane universe, so it's not necessarily within the same storyline, because we've got the 6 Crimson Cranes and then the oh my gosh, something dragon is the sequel to 6 Crimson Cranes, and then the 3rd book is within the universe, and that is actually to be released in June of this year. So that is Elizabeth Lim.
Pets? Any pets?
Any pets? I didn't find anything about pets. I didn't see anything, so I'm assuming there's not. I did scour her Instagram as well. Because if you can find the author's Instagram, more than likely it's got the cat or the dog that they love in there, and I didn't find any mention of that. So, and she did mention her daughter, so I don't think it's a, like, trying to keep her life private type thing. Her kids are not on it, but she mentioned
Right.
So no pets, unfortunately. That will be a mark against her.
Does she like donuts?
That's okay. We can't be perfect. Does she like donuts? I couldn't find that out. I assume that she does.
Okay.
I assume, the only way to find that out would really be for Sparkles to arrange some donuts to be sent to her.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
It's never going to leave.
No. She made this mistake. She has to live with the
your
consequences.
God, forever and ever.
Yeah.
You never let it go.
No,
Jesus. No. So what were your first thoughts? What was your expectations going into this story? What's sort of your overarching thoughts on 6 Crimson Cranes before we dig into it?
It was a really strange title. It's a really weird title, but I was excited to get into it. I was excited. It's redemption of LB. So I was very excited. I'm very excited about this season, and then yeah.
Okay. I mean, I was trying to find, as much as this is redemption, I don't really play it safe with things.
Yeah.
So I was trying to actively find titles that aren't necessarily like popular Western titles or are really following that same sort of, I mean, really it's a cliche at this point in time of, you think fantasy novel, you think of whatever you think and how many seasons that we've done so far. I wanted to try and get some different titles in there, some
different voices
that aren't necessarily, exactly, some different voices. So picking this up, the cover is beautiful, first off, and I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I love the cover. It's beautiful. I always loved, there's this fairy tale of, oh my gosh, it's like the 6 sisters that go dancing and then they get turned into swans, I think.
Yes.
And I always loved that story growing up, and I think this is sort of a remake of that story, as well as different other aspects of fairy tales and myth and all that sort of stuff combining, which she says it is. You know, she actively says that Six Crimson Cranes is sort of a retelling of the Hans Christian Andersen story, as well as incorporating different like Chinese myths and different types of myth within the storytelling as well. So I was excited to see that sort of aspect of things. Shall we jump into our check marks?
All right, I'm gonna pass it over to you. I'm gonna let you kick this show off.
Yeah. Okay. So, my first check mark, I think I'm just going to bounce off of what I was saying with the fairy tales. It does do what it promises.
Yes.
You know, it does follow a very fairy tale-esque storytelling type with aspects that I'm not familiar with. I'm not going to say that aren't, you know, normalized or whatever, but with aspects of storytelling that I'm not familiar with, that didn't feel like it's like, oh, this is another Cinderella retelling. Oh my God. Right. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that, you know, I was expecting a different fairy tale type story, and that is what I got. So I enjoyed that sort of aspect of this story. That's my first check mark.
I'm gonna bounce off what you were saying. I've not read this story, like this type of story, like the 6 girls going to become swans. I've never. This is like certainly different, and I enjoy different. Like if I don't, because how many times have we like, oh my God, this is just the same thing over and over again. But this has like,
how many times are we going to listen to a you know, a teenage girl who gets
magical powers and
who gets magical powers, et cetera, and it goes through a school and then is blessed by everything and comes out triumphant. You know, like how many times are you going to read that? Yeah.
But I enjoyed this different telling, like subversion of this type of fairy tale. I guess you can call subverting expectations in that way. So I did enjoy that aspect, and that's my first check mark as well.
Oh, yeah, solid. I'm glad you agree on that. So my next check mark. Sorry, just unlocking my thing again. So, okay, this is probably my biggest check mark of them all. I really got lost in the storytelling. Like, I would find myself, a lot of the time I was reading this book, like, on my way to work. There is definitely a time that I missed my stop because I was reading, and that is automatically a check mark for me. But this is a weird way of phrasing it, but, okay, so, obviously, spoiler alerts, but in the story, a huge aspect of it is that she can't talk, right? She can't make a noise. And reading the story, like, on my commute in, and then, like, sort of shutting the book and everything and putting it away, I'm not talking to people on my commute as it is. Yeah. Like, it's just not really a thing that's done, especially in London. You're not chatting the person next to you. Yeah. They will think you're weird. But I fully, like... It was sort of like the story itself sucked me in so much that I forgot that I could actually talk. I was like, nope, can't make a sound. Yeah. Not allowed to do that. Oh, wait a second. I'm not in this random fairy tale place. I don't even have brothers. What is going on? Right. So that was a huge check mark for me. I don't know if you experienced the same thing, but I found it really... captivating. It really sucked me in that aspect of things, for sure. So that's a huge check mark for me.
One of my biggest check marks is just how the story opens, and how we're just it's good to go, and then we're just like off to the races. There's no like pausing. There's no like setting up different things. We're just experiencing the world as she's experiencing in that world, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. And that's one of my, unfortunately, biggest and only check marks.
Yeah, I feel you on that because unfortunately, the only other check mark
Yeah.
that I have, sort of yes and no. I've got 2 check marks.
Okay.
but-
All right. Maybe you can lodge something in this caveman's brain here.
So, what I really liked too was the aspect of the curse itself and how it played out in the real life realm of the story, because I find that so much in sort of fantasy stories we get some sort of curse or aspect, and it's a big inconvenience to whatever's going on. But a lot of the time, I feel like the author even forgets it exists. But in this book, I thought it was really well done how, different aspects of that curse came to play. Mm-hmm. She couldn't speak, and therefore, she had a really hard time getting along with things. And the bowl on her head was, it wasn't...
It's like a dome. It was like a dome of silence, right? Where she couldn't talk.
The cone of silence.
Yeah, the cone of silence.
So I thought it was. I really liked how the people around her weren't oh yeah, this girl, she's just got a bowl on her head and she can't talk. That's cool. It was no, everyone around her is super suspicious of her because she's got a fucking bowl stuck on her head, and she can't talk.
Yeah.
So it was. I thought that was. I liked how that came to play in it, and I also really liked how she gets reunited with her brothers.
Yes.
And they get this sort of camaraderie going. They're living rough, and it is not a great time. And she's getting these calluses on her fingers, and all this sort of stuff. But as that's happening, she's finding herself it's this hardening of her heart that she also has to do. There's different aspects of that. So she's you know what? It's probably a good thing that I'm not with my brothers anymore, because she found herself wanting to laugh, wanting to talk, wanting to do this sort of stuff because she loves her brothers so much, and she likes hanging out with them. So I thought that aspect as well was really well done, because it's something I didn't think of, and I thought that was a really cool flip of that kind of moment in the story where we have the reconnection of the family. We have sort of some hope there, but then there's also some sadness within that hope. I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, I agree.
Sparking anything else for you? Or do you want me to go into
No, you could. I mean, listen, I agree with you, but I have issues with the curse itself.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just gonna save it for my exes. That's one of my exes right there. So let's continue with your check mark.
Okay, so the last check mark I have is I love how she made decisions, especially surrounding.
Oh, I do. Wait. I apologize. I do have a check mark.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and say?
Yeah. Kiki.
Oh my god!
I want a toy of that. I don't care. I want a toy of Kiki. I just want a toy. I just want a toy of Kiki. That's my check
There were
mark.
definitely some really good moments with that.
Yeah.
And I freaking love a sidekick character.
Yeah.
I love a magical companion. I love a pet something or other.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for that trope. I
Yeah.
love that trope. Can never do wrong with that trope for
Yeah.
me. For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear you on that. They did she delivered on the sidekick trope.
Yes.
That was solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
My last check mark here is so she meets Takan, and her there's this weird sort of thing where his cousin is using his name to protect him because there's assassins or something.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really understand who he was. And, like, there's this kindness that's inherent within him, which is
Yes.
lovely. But
Yes.
I like how she makes decisions really based on her core values, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
she's got a mission, and she's gonna go find her brothers, and she's gonna make it back to this spot, and then, you know, the mission gets incorporated into the weaving of this net
Yeah.
and all this sort of stuff. And she gets presented with the option of, like, going with Takan to
Yeah.
the north and being relatively safe.
Yes.
And she denies that because she's like, you know what? No, I gotta do this mission on my own. Like, I'm sorry, but I
Yeah.
can't do that because it's going to take me further away. And then again, she, like, develops this relationship with him, and then she chooses to still leave. You know,
Yeah.
he comes with her or whatever, but it's still, like, she still makes that choice. It's like, okay, I've allowed myself this time, and this has been lovely, but I've got a mission, and I have to go and do this. So, like, I do love how there's those core traits
Yes.
that she doesn't waver from, and it's not like a traditional fairy tale, if
Yes.
you will, where we've got a happily ever
Yes.
after, which is a wedding, and there you go, it's done.
Yes.
So I really like that. I thought that was really well done, and I thought that was, in terms of a fairy tale telling, I
Yes.
thought that was a really good message and a really good aspect of the story.
Good stuff.
And that's my last check mark.
All right.
I'm going to let you get into your X's.
It's unfortunately, like, I have a lot of big, unfortunately, X's here, and they're kind of important for me.
Yeah.
Like, and I couldn't get away from them because we're writers, and I'm like, once you notice something, you're like, oh, this is something I hate.
Yeah.
Not clearly defining the rules of the curse. And
Right.
as we went along, we heard that she can't talk, right? Where in the initial part of the curse did she expressly say to her, if you speak, you will kill your brothers? I heard nothing spoken of that. I just heard that no one will know who you are. And anytime you try to speak your name, you're not going to be able to speak your name or something to the effect of that language. Nothing about death. Or if you say anything, your brothers will die. This is very important. And this is a big part of the curse. This is a big, big part of the curse. So I'm not sure why that got edited out. And it's a big part of the story. You're watching her. It's like, okay, I can't speak. And you're looking, you're rereading chapters. And like, I can't find anything about
Are
this.
you? So, reading from the book, be wary of what you say, for so long as this bowl rests on your head, with every sound that passes your lips, one of your brothers shall die.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that. Okay, LB schooled me. LB schooled me.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it's in there. It seems a pretty big
It
plot
it
hole
was
to
it was
miss.
it was probably it was probably like spoken that way, and I got like my brain somehow turned off and ignored that part. But I thank you for clearing that up. And that's not my big X then. That's not my big X.
That X is gone.
That X is magically wiped away. Thank you though. Thank you for reminding
You're
me.
welcome.
I don't
Would
know
you like to have a different X?
I don't know how I missed that. I don't know how I missed that. Like in
There's
the
a lot
initial.
that's happening. There's like, it's in the middle of that fight scene.
Yeah.
Where, like, you know, everything's happening.
Yeah.
And then she's sort of like saying, you know, stop, don't,
Yeah.
like, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the Serpent Queen, Raikama, is, she says explicitly,
Yeah.
every sound that passes your lips, a brother shall die. I
Yeah.
think it is repeated again in
Yeah.
the next chapter as well, because she sees her brothers or something like that, and then they drop from the sky, and then a serpent appears, and it's like, this was a warning. Don't fucking open your mouth, bitch.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That makes sense now. That makes totally sense.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna redo that X then. I'm just gonna redo that X because I have another one.
Okay. Yeah.
Rakama.
Yeah.
She says evil because she's evil. Like that's not. You know what I mean? That's just.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm evil because I'm evil. Oh, okay, good. I don't. She's a big she's a big part of the story. She's like a huge part of the story. Like, why is she there? Why did she do this? Why didn't she do this? Why did she not kill them? At the minute she got alone time with them. But like her motive.
that is answered
Yeah.
by the very end of the story.
Yeah, right. That's true, but I mean, for a large part of the story, it's just she's evil because she's evil. Like, you're not getting that look-see into her. She's like I said, she's a big part of the story, right? And I don't like, even though she had a reason, okay? Even though she had that reason, okay? At the end, I don't think it was enough.
Yeah.
I do not think it was enough.
Yeah. I'm going to jump off you there on that because my hugest X of this freaking story is that, we've actually got quite a lovely, journey that happens.
Yeah.
We've got, obstacles that are in the way. We've got all this sort of stuff. We do have a twist, but it's so much happens.
Yeah.
At the very end.
Yeah.
And because so much happens, you have exposition happening.
Yeah, you have a lot of
alongside it
exposition.
Of Reikama actually isn't evil, and she is she's. I don't know. She was born with scales or something.
Yeah.
And then is a sorceress, but because this happened and this happened, and it's there's a lot.
But we already
and I
knew she
feel
was a
that
sorceress.
whole pardon?
Right? I already they already.
We knew she was a sorceress, right?
Right.
But, so all of these things, we getting all of this explanation as
Right.
to why she did what she did, or how the curse came out how it did. She wasn't intending for it to be that way, but because this black pearl isn't hers, it twists everything she does or whatever. I thought that was a really interesting aspect to introduce.
It comes
but I
at
thought
the
that
end, though.
could have been
It's
done
too late
way
at that
fucking
point.
earlier.
It's too late at that
because,
point.
you've
No one
established
cares.
that this character.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing, and I was super frustrated by it too, because it's all of a sudden we get this confrontation that happens, and then Shiori is now transported over to the Mountain of the Demons, and then she has this journey through the demons, and then Reikama's there and bringing her out, and then Reikama now suddenly dies because she's done this thing, and then oh my fucking god,
Yeah.
so much happens
Yeah.
in the last moments of it, and it's so crucial
Yeah.
as well to the entire plot line, and I was just so frustrated because we could have easily maybe not easily, but it could have been edited or told in a different way so that we get this side of the story.
Yes.
But Shiori doesn't.
Right.
And that would even create some tension for the audience, for
Right.
the readers, being no, Reikama is not evil. She's
Yeah.
flawed, but she's not evil. We
Yeah.
could have had that whole interesting backstory to her. We could have had that happen.
And we've seen that, right? We've seen these in these type of stories where, the beginning, he's just evil because and they go through chapters of you could have had chapters dedicated to Rakama where you gave an explanation or detail why, or maybe
It just really
a
bothered me that it
prequel,
was right
a
at the
little
end.
prequel, when she was
Yeah.
yeah.
And, like, maybe even in that prequel, you don't understand that's Ray
Yeah.
Kama until,
Yeah.
like, something triggers it in the middle of the story or something like that. I think there was definitely, like, I think it was good that Shiori was given this, like, aspect of, like, why did she do this? And, like, why would she, like, why? And, like, the whole, like, she's evil, don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just because she's evil. And then Shiori's like, nah, there's got to be a why, and it's like bothering her. And I
Right.
felt like that aspect of it could have been expanded out if we had known Raikama's backstory.
Right.
Like, it would have been so much more impactful and such a better way of storytelling if the audience is let in on
Yeah.
that secret way early.
Yeah.
You know, Shiori and your main characters there, you can still have that twist happen. You can still have that, like, script, like, flip script happen.
Yeah.
But, like, having
just-
it
yeah.
right at the end like that, it bothered me so much. It's
And-
such
and
a
you're
huge
getting-
X for me in this story.
And like, I could picture it so clearly. Another person reading this, getting bored, and she's like, okay, the person's just evil because she's evil, and all this stuff
Yeah.
happens, and I don't care about it, and doesn't even pick up the because it happens so much later. It almost happens what happens in the final chapters, and it's
Yeah.
just like when I'm there, I'm kind of dozing to sleep. I'm kind of dozing to sleep in the
You don't
audio
care
version.
anymore, you know?
No, I don't.
Like-
I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So that was a big X for me. I don't have many X's, to be completely honest, but, like, that was a huge one for me.
I have a couple more X's.
Go ahead.
There is a lot of dead space in this book. Like, when I say dead, nothing's happening. Like, things are happening, but you don't care. You don't care.
It's making soup. It's not
Yeah,
actually things happening.
it's like she's making soup. She's in this city. You know, she appeared in the city. She gets a job, and oh my god, this is so fucking boring. This is not integral to the story. You can very easily shorthand this, and this moment could have been done more to enhance the story. Let's go
Absolutely.
and talk about Rakama. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go build her character up. Make her more three-dimensional instead of fucking. Oh, she's evil because she's evil. No. She's actually good. She's actually misunderstood. I'm like, yeah, but I don't fucking care now.
No one cares now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think that's probably why I got so frustrated with the ending as well, because the story really lagged in those spaces. Like, I thought it was like, it's not the worst pacing I've read.
Yeah.
But definitely the pacing could have been picked up, or, like, chunks could have been taken out, and that part of the story could have been dedicated to letting your audience in on some of this, like, wild, crazy explanation that you're going to dump on people right at the end.
Yes.
You know, like, it felt like it was a really sort of slow-moving river, and then we get to rapids, and then it's done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So my last X.
Okay.
My last X. This is my last X. So the magical world. It was so generic. I'm not asking you to reinvent the wheel. I am not asking you to reinvent the wheel at all. Like, you don't have to do that. But just make the world compelling so you can have your audience compelled to read further. But this was
How do you mean?
so fucking like the dragon turning into a boy, and then the dragon kingdom is like, oh, my kingdom is so good. You're gonna shit your pants if you see my kingdom. And the kites. I just fucking was so generic and so paint by numbers that it just bored me like a lot. Like,
That's fair.
it's just. You don't have to, like, I'm not saying reinvent the wheel. You don't, just make it interesting. You didn't make the world compelling at all. You just said, okay, let's just magical stuff. It's a place that doesn't like magic. We're gonna have dragons that turn into people. We're gonna have dragon pearls. We're just gonna have generic dragon rules. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have that. It's just so much buildup of poop.
Honestly, I thought the world was... I can agree with you in that it was, like, bland. I thought
like
it
really
lent
bland.
itself... I think it lent itself to like, be devil's advocate for a second. I think it lent itself well to the storytelling aspect of a fairy tale because there is expected things to happen.
Right.
But because of the pace of the story and because of how that was going, there was definitely space and room for, like, more world building, for more fantastical things to be happening.
Well, I'm not saying like fantastical things. I'm not saying that. It's just bland. Like, I mean, I've heard novels that had unexperienced writers make a world like this more compelling.
Fair enough. My last X that I have is, I wasn't really, like, I didn't really connect with the characters too well. There was definitely some that I did. I definitely enjoyed the moments of connection between, like, the brothers. I thought she did a good job of, like, giving each brother their own individual thing, not just, oh, these are 6 brothers, blah. But I struggled to really connect with the characters very much. I love Kiki.
Yeah.
But I thought there was definitely room for more character building, more something within there, especially because of how much time we spent in those small moments. It didn't come through enough for me, so that when she gets so torn down by, like, one of her brothers having to die in order to, like, break this curse, I didn't really get that connected to it. I was
me
like, well,
either.
that sucks. That's part of the curse, and that sucks. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that checks out. It's probably going to be, like, some 6-worded name, too. So there you go. Or something. But, like, I wasn't awfully emotionally drawn to the characters in it. And that's a shame. Because I thought it had a lot of potential with that. So that's my last X.
All right.
Do you have any other closing thoughts you want to bring up?
No, I really don't. So, LB, yay or nay, thumbs up, thumbs down, or do you want to do thumbs in the middle?
Man, I don't want to give it a thumbs down. Like,
I know this is supposed to be redemption. I don't want to either. I don't want to either.
I was really, and you know what's really annoying is, like, on the reviews and everything, it's like dazzling, stunning. Readers of Lee Bardugo,
oh my God,
should read this.
No,
kind of thing.
No. Like, yeah,
it's not the same.
No,
not the same at all. So. I don't know, because, okay, so here's the thing. If I were to be having a conversation with someone and they had also read the book, I would light up and want to have a conversation with them about the book itself, but I don't think I would actually recommend other people to read it over other books that I'm reading.
Well, what about this? If someone just getting into fantasy and has books, and they asked you, what should I start with?
Not this.
No, okay.
I think honestly, this story is really good. Like, this is why it was my first check mark. I think this story is really good for what it is.
Yeah.
It's a different take on a fairy tale.
Yeah.
I think it's great as, like, I might recommend it for younger readers, or if, like, people read with their kids, I might recommend that as a story to read for them.
Right. Yeah.
But there's other books that I would go to for first-time fantasy readers.
Yeah.
Like, I sort of have my go-tos in
Yeah.
terms of those things, depending on age range and depending on what they want and that sort of stuff. But if they were specifically looking for, like, fairy tale vibes, I would probably put this in their hands, but it wouldn't be a strong recommendation.
Right.
But I think with all of that pretense, I'm going to have to give it a thumbs down.
Oh no, LB! Oh
I
no!
don't want to.
Yeah, that's brutal. Oh, people from Lee Bardugo, they should. Fuck you!
Rude. That
Like,
is just not right.
Jesus.
That is a publisher taking advantage of a popular story.
Yeah.
And saying that.
Yeah, it's not the same at all. Like, it's.
I think this could do really well as like a movie adaptation or a TV show, to be honest.
I agree.
Like the plot lines and the structure, I think it would do really well as that.
This would be
Sorry
really
enough.
good on Netflix. This would be really good at
Yeah.
Netflix. Like, this is something that they don't have to put a lot of money into it. Don't hire like a well-known showrunner.
They'd have to pay for locations.
Yeah, they have to
Yeah.
pay a location. Yeah. So, I'm gonna have to agree with you. It's gonna have to be a
Yeah.
thumbs down. It's just, it's like you said, it's good for what it is and nothing more.
Yeah.
And nothing
Yeah,
more.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's not a standout novel.
No.
Which
no.
is sad. I feel
No.
like we've gotten to a point in our seasons as well. Like we're season 7, right?
I'm not sure. I stopped numbering these seasons a long time ago.
I know, we've just given them titles.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's season 7.
Yeah.
But like we've gotten to a point where I feel like it takes a really good
Yeah.
novel to give us that like express thumbs up. I
Yeah.
feel like anything outside of that is giving us like a middling thumbs up.
Yeah.
And then there's some that are just crap that are just a no.
Yeah, it's-
Straight up.
You know what?
It makes me sad. That
You know
that
what?
I picked this
You know what?
one.
I feel bad, LB, for you. I feel bad.
I'm sorry.
So I'm not going to give this a thumbs down. I am going to give this a thumbs in the middle. If you
Fair.
like
Okay.
if you like fairy tales, and if you like subverting your expectations on fairy tales,
Yeah.
and if you are a big Disney fan, a big princess fan, and you like the Grimm fairy tales and all that kind of stuff, give this a read. Give this a read. And that's all I can say.
And we're gonna put a period at the end of that sentence.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Move on.
Move
to
on.
The next
All right.
book.
So we move the page. We turn the page to next month, where we are taking a look at.
Blood Over Bright Haven by
Oh.
M.L. Wang.
Ooh.
I'm really stoked for this one.
You said this
I've heard
about the
really
last
good
time.
things.
You're like, I'm really
I
stoked.
know. I mean, I'm a book reader, so like I'm stoked about all of the books I pick
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
I
yeah.
literally, yesterday I let myself out of the house and I bought 4 books.
Oh.
I have so many books on my TBR, it's not even
Oh.
funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Buying books and reading books don't have to be the same.
Okay.
Hobby. It's fine.
Okay.
I just really, really, really need another bookshelf.
All right.
Like, badly.
All right.
Anyway, I'm stoked about this. We are delving into, like, a magical study
Ooh.
space. So we've
Ooh.
got the High Magistry
Oh.
at the University of Magics and Industry. So we're very much diving into that kind of world. It's saying, like, reviews are saying that it's got a really intricate and fascinating magic system.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that reviews turn out right. It does sound good. I do also like read the,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I read a lot to make
Yeah.
sure that or hopefully make sure
Yeah.
that I'm picking good books.
Okay.
So
I believe
Blood
in you,
Over
LB.
Bright
I
Haven.
believe in you.
Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang.
All right.
I'm,
Boom. There
it's
you
sure
go.
to be interesting.
All right. So we want to know what you thought of this book and all the kind of stuff we talked about down below in the comments section and YouTube. Let us know what you thought about this book down below in the comment section. And like the disclaimer says, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. All right, so before we go, Sparkles, we have to do Caveman Growl. So let's do it.
How many would you like to do?
4?
All right.
All right.
We have Jennifer Johnson.
Jennifer Johnson, from me to you, from us to you got a great big bad caveman.
Laura DiCario.
Laura DiCario, from us to you got a great big bad caveman.
Sunny Dean.
Sunny Dean, from us to you got a great big bad caveman.
And one of our usuals, we have Bradford Lawler.
Bradford Lawler, from Bradford Lawler. I don't even know why I did that. Bradford Lawler, from us to you got a great big bad caveman. So guys, before we go, just letting you know, upgrades are coming. We're getting more lighting in the studio that we sorely need. We just got the budget to do this a little while ago. Where we have some more audio upgrades coming up that we're very excited about. And the schedule should be coming in on Sunday. So it's going to be posted in the group. And until we see each other next week, take care, be safe, be well, and we love you all. 20,000 plus. And may the Schwartz be with you. Bye, guys.